Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chelsea and welcome to our urban homestead. So today we're going to be talking about two very common things you can find in your yard that make excellent natural topical remedies for salves, bug bites, inflammation of all sorts, and one of these can stop bleeding. So if you're out and about hiking or whatever, maybe fishing, and you cut yourself, you find this plant, chew it up in your mouth, put it on the cut, stops the bleeding instantly. And those are dandelion and purple dead nettle. So this is the purple dead nettle. I have tons of this in my yard. And I also went ahead and picked what few dandelions I could find. For this application, I have just plucked off the very tops of the plant. The stems do have uses too, but I'm not doing that today. So once you have that done and ready, you are going to go ahead and dehydrate that on a very low temperature. I just did mine overnight. If you don't have a dehydrator, that's totally fine. You can put it on a window screen or something that gets airflow, and make sure that you set it out of direct sunlight, and it'll take longer than overnight for sure, but you don't have to have a dehydrator to do this. And so now they are dehydrated. Here's the dandelion. Dandelion has so many uses, and I can't wait to talk about that. And here is the purple dead nettle. No, it's not marijuana. Or cannabis, or yeah, it kind of looks like it though. So now that this is dry, I have this little tiny crock pot. It's used for dips and such, but I'm going to use it to infuse the nettle and the dandelion into my salve. So this salve is wonderful for bug bites. Now, dead nettle and dandelion have tons and tons and tons of different medicinal properties. I've made tincture with the dead nettle before. The dandelion roots I harvest and dehydrate, but we'll talk about those in another video. So I know that people are going to comment on all the different wonderful uses, and I encourage you to do so if you do have knowledge on that, because they are such amazing herbs, and they're found right out in your, well, they're not technically an herb, I guess, medicinal plants, and they're literally found in abundance in any yard or anywhere. All right, so I do mine very simply. I just use organic coconut oil and the dried plant. There are many other ways you can do this. You can do it with olive oil and beeswax. I like to keep things very, very simple. For one, I'm not going to order beeswax when I know I can do it the way I've been doing it that I'm going to show you. And olive oil is expensive right now, so that is not happening. Coconut oil, I always have in my house. If you guys don't know, coconut oil is like the bomb. Use it on your skin. Like, it's great for everything. So I'm gonna go grab my coconut oil. All right, so I've got my mason jar. I do have a little bit of water in here. I'm just gonna get these in here, and I'm only using 1 cup of coconut oil. A little of this stuff goes a long way. If you have more dandelion, I would suggest putting more in, but dandelions are just now popping here, so that was literally all I could find. Obviously, I got it from my front yard because my dogs don't go in the front yard. We don't want anything that may have some dog urine on it. That would, I don't think there's any medicinal benefits to dog urine. I could be wrong though, who knows? All right, and then I've got my cup of coconut oil. So if you don't have one of these little dip ones, you can put this in a regular crock pot, or you can simply do it on the stove. But I have a lot of stuff to do today, so I am choosing this method. So again, if you have a larger crock pot, you can do it the same way. You just want to make sure that there is some water in it. All right, and then I'm just gonna let this go, and I'll bring you back once the coconut oil is nice and melted. Okay, so it's been, this is about 2 hours. I'm not quite sure, but you can see that the olive oil is starting to turn a greenish color. I have had to pour a little more water in this, and I do have this lid sitting on just to kind of keep the heat in. So I'm going to let this go for a couple more hours. All right, so now what I'm going to do, this beautiful dark greenish yellow concoction. I'm going to stir this. And I'm going to put a lid on this, and I'm going to set this in a cool, dark corner of my pantry for about 2 weeks. Again, there are many ways you can do this. I'm showing you my method, and I think it's pretty much the easiest method. So 2 weeks, cool, dark corner, and I'll see you when it's time to do the next step. Couple quick points to mention. You want to make sure that it is dehydrated, not fresh. If you try to do this with fresh, it's going to turn into like a black, gunky, moldy, disgusting mess. So they do need to be very dry. Also, I am not a doctor. I am not giving medical advice. There's my disclaimer. I just think it's important to learn natural remedies for things, and I'm trying to share some of that knowledge with you all since you said you had an interest in it. So do your own research. Not giving medical advice. This is just my humble opinion. All right, so it's been 2 weeks. Look at that beautiful green color. Got this pot with water all the way up to where the coconut oil is. And I'm just gonna put this on a low flame and wait for this coconut oil to melt so we can strain it. All right, so it's all melted. And I'm just gonna pour it through the strainer. I'm gonna push down to get all the oil and all of that wonderful goodness. All right, so now I'm just gonna pour this into these 2 little jars. And I'm gonna let these cool. All right, so here it is. It's cooled down. To use this, all you do is rub a little bit on your finger, put it on a bug bite. It's also really good for achy muscles. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. So it's that easy. Stuff that's growing in your yard has many, many benefits. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and next week I'll show you something else. Until next time, abundance and blessings to you.